Good morning and welcome to this week's vlog. It's currently at about 4:20 in the morning and we're in Glencoe. So we've had the week here already. It's actually Friday and the weather has been so strange for Scotland. We've had 27 degrees heat and literally, apart from sunrise, zero cloud all day through into sunset. So it's been quite challenging really with from the photography point of view, and we've not really done much photography. It's the third morning that we've been out and pretty much every morning we've had this really low cloud, probably a little bit foggy and just this covering. This morning it's quite thick. The sun is going to rise in front of me, sort of more or less opposite Buckle Ative Moor, and I think probably because the cloud is that low we're probably not going to get much light. The thing that I think I've struggled with a little bit this week is trying to not take the classic shot. Not that we've had much opportunity but trying to not take the classic shot. So as we've been driving up and down the A82, I've kept seeing this little tree amongst the rocks with the view of the Three Sisters in the background, and this morning we've decided to come across and have a little look. It didn't work out really because the angle of the tree, from the road it looks like the tree's directly in the middle looking down to that view, which I thought would be quite nice, but the tree's a little bit too further round on the bend, and to get the tree in you would cut off that view. There's not a lot of water at all in the rivers, probably because it's been so dry and so hot. Probably over winter we probably wouldn't be able to stand where we are, but we've come into the river and I've just tried to pick out something, some foreground interest. At the minute I've got my camera on a vertical image and that's working out the best. A horizontal image, a landscape image, sort of, I was losing the mountains there in the background by trying to concentrate on some foreground. So I've turned it vertical, and I've just got it set up down here. I'll show you in a second what I'm looking at, but there's just the tiniest little bit of water running through these rocks with that green sort of algae and the orangeness of the rocks, and then leading down. It's just a little bit of subtle light at the moment and a little bit of a hint of pink. I don't know if you can pick that up or not on the camera there, but you know, it's just nice to be out. It's been 4 weeks since we've been out with the camera, and to be fair, I do feel a little bit rusty. So it's nice to get the eye back in. We've sort of seen some wonderful things this week. Cows in the water trying to cool down, fog bows. You know, we had a lovely sunrise the other morning. So, you know, we've sort of tried to make the most of the opportunities by getting up early rather than coming out for the rest of the day when there's no cloud. So I'll concentrate on what I'm doing and try and make something. And what we'll probably do is show you a little bit of footage from our last couple of mornings out and our little drives out in the day and the images that we took. So we'll show you those while I try and focus in on this composition a little bit more, and we'll speak to you again shortly.
Just close your eyes and let them rest. I know it's hard to fall asleep, but do your best. 'Cause there's a place that I go to when I wanna hide from all the shades of blue. 'Cause at times I think of leaving, my mind takes me back to fall, when the snow begins to sing, good night to warm. You see the lilies dance and how they slowly grow. I'm counting years as they go by. Now all the lilies gone and aces brought to life. 'Cause at times I think of leaving, my mind takes me back to fall, when the snow begins to sing goodnight to all. But I will never leave your side. You're the reason to my pride. Never wither and runs dry, and your roses are my guides. Goodbye, my friend, our love remains, but not this way. I'm in your garden as a tale. But I will never leave your side. You're the reason.
So what I'm focusing on is this little drop here. As I said, we've got some orange rock in this foreground. You've sort of got these rocks here in the midground and then the view in the background. I've no filters at all, just a polarizing filter. It's probably not doing very much, and I think from this morning probably we'll just get the one image, which, you know, be happy to take. You know, last time we came over to Scotland, we was talking about sort of the images and actually saying that we're excited for every image that we've not yet taken. You know, so to come out and have the opportunity means potentially there's an image where if we stayed in bed there wouldn't be anything. So yeah, it's, you know, that view, it's such an iconic view, and as I said, I've struggled a little bit with trying to look for something a little bit different, and to come away from sort of the classic shots of Buccleuch Tivemore. The one that I did quite like, it was the panel that you've just seen, where you've got the low-lying cloud, a little bit of sunrise colour, and the mountain, you know, quite orange, which was nice. That morning you could have literally pointed your camera anywhere and took, you know, a decent image. But I think Glencoe is so iconic. You know, you can either climb up, get down low, go off the beaten path a little bit, which is great. You know, there's so much you can explore. But I think sort of when your alarm goes off at 3 o'clock, you know, and you think, oh, I just want another half hour. You know, it's when you get here and it looks the way that it does, you're almost a bit spoilt for choice. So this morning we just said, right, let's just come to one place. We kept looking at that tree, let's just settle here. And like I say, initially I wasn't happy, but I never am. Like I say, this shot here that I'm currently taking, I'm on f14, ISO 64, and currently 1.6 of a second on the shutter. It's not really a clean image. It's not an image that I sort of think it's a fantastic composition. Because there's not a lot of water, you've just got this trickle coming down. You can see the water in the middle, but then it sort of tapers off and comes around. But we've been over that side, and because the river runs lower, if we went around that side, you wouldn't then get that view in the background of the Three Sisters. So yeah, it's fantastic. You know, the sort of colours and the detail in the rock you know, you can pick out a composition, but I think with a little bit more water, we're never happy, with a little bit more water, would have probably given a little bit more to the image. There's just a little bit of light coming through just on the top of the mountains there, and that is lighting slightly. It's got a little bit of a pink colour. But yeah, we'll sort of maybe, you know, it's probably only still about 10 to 5, so we'll probably just stick it out, maybe have a drive down to Lockbar potentially and see if there's anything going on down there. But for now, I'm not going to move the tripod. I'm just going to leave it where it is and see whether a little bit of magic happens. So I've decided to take a picture of the tree anyway. You know, it's caught my eye that many times from the road. I thought it'd be a shame not to try and get a shot. So I walked up just with the phone just to have a look if I could position the tree where I could still see the three sisters in the background. You can, but I think because the cloud is so dense across there, it is obscuring the view a little bit. And the problem that I've got at the moment is because it is still relatively low light, I'm on 1 second on the shutter. There's a little bit of a breeze, so it's blurring the leaves. What I might do is bump my ISO up a little bit and try and get a shot where I can sort of, I suppose, have the tree blur acceptably sharp, if that's even a thing. So I'm going to work on that. On this shot, I've got the tree, I've got the three sisters to the right of the tree, and I was trying to get some of this colour that's just moving in to the left with just a smidge of the river running down. It's not anything special, but it's slightly different, and that's what we're going for. So again, I'm going to work on that, and then I think we might have a little drive and see if we can find anything else this morning. You know, it is just an absolute dream to be here and just to take in the views. You know, Max has done so many time lapses this week of the cloud in a morning sort of moving, and even on the first morning that we was here from our cottage, we've got a view of Glencoe from the other side. And the way that the cloud sort of came in was just absolutely lovely. So we'll probably show you a couple of those time lapses as well that Max has taken, because they just look immense when the cloud's moving as quick as it is. So yeah, I'll leave you with those and I'll go and crack on. So what I've done is I've just tried to keep sort of moving around a little bit. The colour is now coming just on the three sisters in the cloud, and the three sisters are lighting. I've had to raise my ISO to 640 to get the leaves sharp. Just the slightest little bit of breeze with the trees and it's blurred, and I sort of think when I've reviewed images that I've taken previously and you can see the shake on the trees, I sort of wish that I'd done something different. So although raising my ISO to 640 isn't my preferred choice, I'd rather keep it as low as I can. It is, I think, worth getting the image. And as the light lifts a little bit, I will be able to bring that ISO down. On this shot, I've sort of got the tree pretty much central with the rocks. The foreground isn't great. I've got quite a bit of this bank at the front of the image, but I've just got one of the peaks of the Three Sisters, and it is quite a nice shot. That, do quite like that. But yeah, it's just worth, I'm sinking here a little bit, it is worth just sort of having a look and seeing what you can get. I mean, you've got this great big boulder here that I might be able to do something with. If I come a bit further around this side, I might be able to include some of that with the tree and that absolutely magnificent view. So I'm going to keep doing, keep seeing what we can get. I might even get back down into the water as that lifts a little bit. So much for just one shot this morning. Famous last words, I'll just take one more image. So we had a drive up to Loch Bar, but it's literally a whiteout. I think what we're going to do is head back to Glencoe. Probably not going to do any more video now. If there is an opportunity to take a couple more images, may well do. The midges are now out in force as well. That's been a nightmare again this week. You've been bit to death, haven't you?
Yeah.
Last night we sort of headed up a little bit to get a view of the valley with the Three Sisters, and Max got absolutely mullered to death. So yeah, I think we're going to call it a morning. Hopefully you've enjoyed that, and we've enjoyed it, haven't we?
Absolutely. Always, always.
You know, when the alarm goes off at
Not
sort of
so much. Not so
3
much.
o'clock, you just think, oh, I could just stay in bed. But, you know, if you don't come out, like I say, you're not going to get an image. And, you know, they're not going to be award winning this morning, but it's nice to get out. It's nice to have the opportunity to take some images. So I'm going to pack away. Getting bitten. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon. Adios. Well, that wouldn't have been the best, would it?